And welcome back to the Lancaster Archery Classic 2016. We are live in the True Ball Axel Lanco Fieldhouse just outside of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. My name is Chuck Cooley. I'm sitting with Big Cat Steve Anderson, and we're just about to get underway here for the final shoot-up for the Men's Open Pro Division. In this particular shoot-off, we're going to see Tate Morgan going against Jesse Broadwater. Both of them shot a 655. Tate shooting 55Xs, Jesse shooting 56. Now, as expected, Steve, these are two of the top guys. Well, Jesse, for sure, one of the top guys in the world. We should be expecting really great shots out of these guys. Jesse opens up with an 11, just as expected.
It's hard to shoot against Jesse head-to-head because you can almost count on having to be perfect. You know, he beat me in Nîmes last week, and he shot a perfect 150 out of 149. And I had said before, I said, I'm going to need a 150 and a really good shoot-off arrow to beat Jesse. And it's usually what it is. It's usually what it comes down to. So, And he's off to a good start here with 2 11s.
Looks like he needs to give it a couple of clicks. We talked about this in some of the other matches that, you know, you sight in generally for Tate gives him a huge door there. That's a 9.
I mean, Tate could have sealed his fate opening with a 10, but putting a 9 down,
Jesse's
you can
probably
chalk
not
it up.
Barring something really crazy.
So Jesse gave it a click, and then he put one inside out.
Yeah.
So, you know, we mentioned these two were tied. We actually had a tweet come in from Darren to Neil. He said, how are the ties broken among the top 3 pros? They all shot 658s. Yeah, they did. So they break that because they all had the same 11 count, 58 total 11s. So they break it by when you missed your first arrow. Rio didn't miss until the 51st arrow, so he got the top seed.
11, 11, 11.
11, 11, 11. 33 for Jesse Broadwater.
10, 9, 11.
10, 9, 11 for Tate Morgan. 30. 3-point difference. Jesse, you've been on many stages, international and domestic. How's this one compare?
It's awesome. I like the atmosphere. It's, you know, kind of relaxing, but you know, you're focusing all your attention on the shooters, and that's what it's all about. It's kind of pressure-packed, and you know, the shooter has to deal with it the best they can, so it's pretty awesome.
I hope you enjoy yourself. Nice start. Tate, welcome.
Thank you.
Settle in here and go get them. All right. Tate, how old are you? 22. Tate shooting in the pro class at just 22.
So Tate Morgan, son of Rob Morgan, who's been on the podium at Vegas, I know for sure once, maybe twice, but real competitive group of guys there in Montana between Rob, Tate, Kris Schaff, Josh Schaff when he was still shooting, Paul and Aaron Tedford. They got a real solid group of guys there, and it like we were talking about earlier with Toya shooting a lot with Brady now, that has led to a lot of success for those guys.
Yeah, like Jesse hits a 10.
He gave up.
Gave one of them back.
He gave up a point there. That's probably it for the day.
Yeah, you know, Tate's going to still shoot strong. Jesse obviously is going to shoot strong. You mentioned earlier that you know, this is kind of Jesse's tournament. You know, I think he has more wins here than anybody else. Yeah.
I'm not sure on the total history, but I know the one year I was here, he won. So I'm here again. So.
You're here again, and
he's got a lot of work to do. He'll have, I mean, assuming he gets by Tate, who just shot a 33, he'll then have Chance Beaubouef. The winner of that will face Mike Schloesser. The winner of that, Braden Gellenthien, up to Kris Schaff, Alex Wifler, and then Real Wilde will await the last challenger. So it's wow.
A 9.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't put the announcer's jinx on Jesse, but
I'm going to blame that on you because you're the one who said it. So.
I'll take the heat.
And we're going to let Rob talk to the guys here for just a
I
second.
believe we could have a lead change with that. And
10, 11, 9.
10, 11, 9.
11, 11, 11.
11, 11, 11. Let's give these guys a hand. Nice shooting, guys. Excuse me, I believe there's a tie. It's 33-30, now it's 30-33, so we're Tie at 33 all. Jesse had elected to shoot first, and in the event of a tie, Jesse would have that choice and will continue to shoot first.
That was unexpected.
Yeah, I wonder. I haven't seen Jesse shoot a 9 in quite a while.
Yes. He shot one at the Iowa Pro-Am this year, and he said he just made a really bad shot, and it happened, and that was one of 2 X's he missed on the weekend. So Tate's got to feel, pretty good about that. He's got another shot at life to be down 2 points to Jesse, or 3 points to Jesse, and then even it back up like that. That never happens. So that'll give him a little renewed energy.
Oh yeah, it's a huge boost of confidence to him that he's got to feel like he's still in it.
Yep, and he's shooting good shots now.
Little look at Jesse Broadwater. He's actually been around long enough. You can start to see a little gray hair there.
Yeah, hatless Jesse Broadwater.
The hatless Jesse Broadwater.
Maybe he's working up a new hair gel sponsorship. I don't know. I'm gonna start the rumor.
11 right edge.
So with Jesse, obviously, I mean, he's been at this game for 10, 12 years. Tate's obviously a little newer to that. We touched on that a little bit with him being the son of Rob Morgan, Las Vegas podium finisher for sure. I don't think he's ever won Vegas, but I know
He's made the shoot off 2 or 3 times and podium wins. Yeah, Jesse, you mentioned the gray hair. Let's get the scores from Rob here real quick, and then we'll touch on that again.
Solid shooting, Tate.
All the way
Feeling good?
around. 11.
All around 11s. Let's give these guys a hand.
So you see D showing them in the written scores there.
So yeah, you mentioned Jesse's got a few gray hairs, but I think he's only 31 or 32 years old. He's a pretty young guy. Just moved down to Florida. He was from this area, somewhere.
Yeah, not
nearby.
too far down the road
Yeah.
here in Pennsylvania. But I built a beautiful new house down in Florida, him and Lisa.
Yep, and they kind of had mentioned it was a little bit because of the winters they get here, and I guess today was or yesterday reaffirmed their decision to head south.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some good things with Jesse now that he's going to have a little more time to get outside earlier in practice. I think we're going to see a big improvement to his outdoor game.
Yep, just caught a 11 there.
So do you think it's the hair gel sponsorship he's after, or do you think it's lighting?
It could be lighting. He might just want to have a little more light coming into his eye, whereas the bill may hinder that.
May shade that just a little too much.
Yep. So there's another 11.
Solid shot.
All square up to this point still, provided, Tate's got 2 to go. Jesse just 1 more arrow. And that one's inside out.
I think we're going to see a lot of this from these two guys. Jesse probably work on that Dollar Shave Club sponsorship too. I see him coming in looking a little scruffy this morning. Solid shot from Jesse.
So Tate needs 11 to tie.
And they're tied after the first 2 wins, so right now this match all square.
Solid. Left edge. Another clean in. Let's give these guys a hand.
They give us a good look at the target, but Rob called it an 11.
So we'll have him get the final scores from the guys here and get a couple of
Nice
words.
shooting. Nice shooting. Perfection is never boring, right?
No. It's never boring up here, up on the spotlight.
All the way 11.
All the way around. Let's give him a hand.
So what do you think Tate's thinking right now, being the young guy, not being on this stage a whole much? Do you think he's thinking differently than Jesse?
No, Tate's he's been around this enough. I've seen him at some of the other shoots that you don't hear so much about, like U.S. World Trials 2 years ago. He rolled through like back-to-back 29X games or something crazy like that. So he's been around enough of this to not get rattled by the personas of a guy like Jesse. But, you know, he also still doesn't have the same number of, you know, high finishes like Jesse has had. So he's working on becoming a winner, whereas Jesse's kind of just doing business as usual right here. So it'll be I think Tate's pretty fearless, you know. We'll see here in 3 arrows, I guess.
I guess
or
so.
it could be one.
Yeah. You hear the applause in the background. Doesn't affect Jesse even one bit.
It'd be good to have that stop a little earlier, but, you know, whatever.
Jesse's so experienced that that's going to catch.
Yeah.
Jesse's so experienced, he probably barely heard that.
I'm of the opinion it'd be cool to have more
11-11.
crowd interaction, you know, during the
It's not
shooting
zebra
itself.
season.
A little less golf season and or a little less golf clap and a little more excitement.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's interesting watching Jesse when he's up competing. He almost never looks at the competitor, and you know, he just stays focused on that target. He's always looking at it, even when he's not shooting.
Yeah, all you can do is play offense, you know. Doesn't matter what the other guy does. So shoot the middle of yours, and if he falters, that's great. But
Now Tate, interesting.
There's a big
Ooh,
nine.
there's a
That
big
does
nine.
it.
That's going to be
that's
it.
the match. Yeah,
That's going to be the match.
Jesse had one close.
And we'll go to Rob for the final call here.
Look forward to seeing you for years to come. Let's give Tate Morgan a hand. Jesse, hard-fought battle there. Nice shooting.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. Shane Wills, you choose left or right?
Shane
No, you
Wills.
can't have the middle, buddy.
I want the middle.
You want the middle?
So he goes to Shane Wills there. Shane Wills is, you know, lifetime friend. Big smile there from Jesse. Those guys have been partners for a long, long time.
He asked Shane if he preferred the left or the right. Shane said, I'll take the middle. That's because Shane's not shooting. Next up will be Chance Beaubouef and Jesse Broadwater. So Chance stepping in here, and this one could provide some fireworks.
Yeah, this will be good. I noticed no handshake before. Maybe they'll shake hands after.
Yeah, it's commonplace. I never see, well, they probably said good luck. You know, this
Right.
tends to be what guys do.
Now Chance is routinely in the shoot-off here for this event. So this is, as Rob's pointing out to the crowd. Oh, look at that marking there on Jesse's arrow. What
Yeah,
was
it's
that?
his
do you think?
initials. At a World Archery event, you have to have your arrows marked with your name or initials. So he put his initials there on the arrow. He's shooting the same 23s he shot last week at Nîmes.
Oh, he didn't switch to 27s for
No,
this.
shooting a 23-15.
Wrong target we're looking at. But we'll
They'll
slide
get
over
us
and
squared
look at the
away
right
here.
one. Yep.
11 for Chance.
Jesse slides just a little right with a 9. You know he doesn't want to give that up to Chance.
Yeah, so Jesse and Chance have been top of this game for, like you said, 10, 12 years, each one of them. Chance, a great indoor shooter. Jesse, a great shooter in any venue he steps into. Awesome in indoor, awesome in field. So they've shot head-to-head a number of times, I'm sure, and, you know, probably have had some essentially head-to-head matches in Vegas for the win. You know, each of them is a Vegas winner as well, and both guys have, although they're fairly young, they're kind of old dogs on this circuit.
Right, and I think they both kind of came into the championship level in Vegas right about the same time, maybe the same year.
Yeah.
You know, both young guys and both coming into it at the same time. They're kind of on par with each other. Chance with a really rare 9. Jesse looking for an open door here. I notice he doesn't have a string touch on his lips, only on his nose. Well, as little face contact as possible.
Yeah, try to stay light on the anchor. You know that can be something that when I was working at Hoyt, Kevin Wilkie and I got to talk a lot about just whatever, you know, and his opinion and what he had garnered from a lot of research.
Well, hey, hold on with that thought. Let's go to Rob for the scores.
11,
11-11-9. 31. Chance, you've been on many stages. How's this one compare?
This is one of the best ones out there. I mean, I'm very thankful to be here. I'm very thankful for you, for what you do for the sport, and I couldn't be happier to be here.
Very good. Well, congratulations in getting here and being here. It's quite an accomplishment making the top 8.
Well put by Chance there.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Rob truly does a lot for the sport, and in meetings I've had with him, you know, privately and for business, he says, and he means it when he says that all the decisions he makes business-wise, he first asks himself, is this good for archery?
Right.
And that's a really cool thing. But
I think you know, I agree with you. You know, there's a good shot of the difference in the styles. Look how deep Chance has that buried.
Chance he's
That's going to be
he's
a
in
10.
there, but he's not, like, you know, really pressing up against it. And that was, yeah, as I was saying, Kevin Wilkie had done enough research to determine you bury a string into your face real hard, and that can be a main cause of people's tuning issues because they're getting inconsistent release off the face, essentially creating oscillation throughout the string. The string is very pliable when you're at full draw. There's not a lot of tension in it. And you bury it into your face real hard, and you might start seeing a lot of left or right paper tears, which will lead to left and right misses, you know, if you're talking about the actual downrange result.
Right. Right. Absolutely. You know, one of the things I noticed on Jesse, good shot, good 11 there. They had a look at his shoes earlier, and you notice he's got the pink and blue laces.
Yeah.
Remember that whole thing, #laces?
Yeah, for his family there at home.
Yeah. He says it's a way for him to think about his family when he's away from home. Every time he looks down and thinks about the kids, son, daughter. So he's got #laces. There's a great shot of him there, blue and pink. That's his shout out to the family back home.
I got an interesting story about that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Can we share it?
We'll let Rob get a call out of the scores here, and then we'll share my laces story.
All right.
Great shooting, guys. Putting on a heck of a show.
11, 11, 11.
11, 11, 11.
10, 11, 11.
10, 10, 11, 11. 32, 33.
And so as we come back here to look at the third end, tell me your laces story.
So Jesse had, someone asked him, what do you do when you're nervous? He said, oh, I think about my wife and kids, you know, and that was kind of where the laces thing came from. And somebody asked me, it was Rob actually, asked me, what do I do when I'm nervous? And I said, well, I heard that Jesse Broadwater thinks about his kids when he's nervous, so I started thinking about Jesse Broadwater's kids, you know. If it works for him, you know, maybe it'll work for me.
So you instead of looking at your laces, you think about Jesse's kids.
Yeah, think about Jesse's kids. Barely even know him, you know, but he's got an awesome family.
Yeah, man, he's got a ton of support back home. You know, he's got his daughter shooting now. Chance picks up another 11. It'll be interesting to see Jesse get on a roll here. You know, a lot of people wonder if you can make it through, you know, an entire shoot up like this, starting at the bottom, trying to get yourself back to the top. You know, do you have enough energy? Do you have enough stamina? Great shot by Chance there. You know, do you have enough to get through an entire round? And, you know, Jesse being, you know, pretty much the king of field archery recently, you know, shooting 112 arrows for competition. This should be just a walk in the park for him.
Yeah, it's comparable to winning a world indoor type shoot where from the first match on it's going to be pretty tough, and you got to win 5 matches in a row to win. So here he's got to win 7. It adds a little bit to it, but certainly if anyone is capable of running the table, it's Jesse. So we'll see.
Right, and you can see they're both finding their groove now. Everything is really dialed in.
Yeah.
No more of those wild misses that, we thought might have been nerves.
33
And
apiece. Guys, down
we'll
three.
throw it out to Rob here. He'll go up and get the scores, talk to the guys a little bit.
I want to add, I'm incredibly grateful and humbled that I see each of you have chosen to add Lancaster Archery to your jerseys, and I want to let you know how much I appreciate that, guys. It means a lot to me. Thank you. 11's around.
Jesse carrying a 2-point lead with 3 arrows to go. We had a little case of announcer's curse earlier, so I won't make any, early assumptions.
You're not going to go out on
No.
that limb again?
I'm going to say Jesse's got to like where he's sitting.
Oh, he's
But he's
definitely
probably
got to
not
be a lot
liking-
more comfortable than Chance right now.
Yeah, he's probably not liking his shooting. He's already dropped 2 points, and that's.
But
that's,
I don't know if anybody wants to see a fired-up Jesse Broadwater because he shot a 9.
right. But someone, there's going to be some 132s, which is perfect. There's going to be a couple 132s shot, I'm sure, throughout the rest of this event.
Yeah, you got to believe going into this division, that, for you to advance through a bracket, you got to believe that you got to shoot perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You see Chance shaking his head there. I mean, it wasn't a terrible hit. He's shaking his head and reached straight up for his sight.
Yeah, he might not, he might have been something he thought was going to be right side X, and it went left side X, and you don't like that. You want to have predictable results based on the feedback you're seeing, and when something's unexpected, that's when you get a little
Great shot of
nervous.
His bubble there. He's holding solid.
Shooting an up pin.
He's gone down to 7 seconds before he gets that off and still pounds
Yeah,
it.
he's kind of a long holder.
I think Chance has been the king of the long hold
Yeah.
forever. I think if you gave him a 40-second clock, he'd probably use almost the whole thing. Yeah, Jesse's definitely getting into his groove there. And remember, Jesse's shooting, 23-sized arrows versus the 27. So when he's catching full X's like that, he's on a groove. Give a little shameless plug to both of these guys. They both shoot feather vision lenses.
There you have it. Most do.
Yeah, these guys are good friends of mine. I've known them since they were young, and it's really cool to see them just being so successful. Jesse jams it in there, yep. And that'll do it. Jesse will move on.
That might have him
Fired up enough.
Yeah, figured out. He might have that
11's around.
that shot dialed in right now. But he's got Mike Schloesser next, and these guys have had, like I said, here we go to Rob.
I'm going to take just a moment in the middle of this to, I haven't taken the opportunity to properly thank our sponsors here yet today. And I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to True Ball Excel, Greg Summers and the Summers family for sponsoring the entire complex here, the Lanco Fieldhouse. Thank you very much, Greg, Ben, Brian, the whole family. Platinum Plus sponsors, Carbon Express, Easton, Gold Tip, Hoyt sponsoring the live video feed, which you're watching. So thankful for their help. To me, this video feed is of critical importance for growing our sport. At the end of the day, as the last arrow is shot, the experience is quickly forgotten, but this video will live on for years to hopefully promote the sport of archery. When someone asks you, you shoot target archery, what's that like? I hope that you bring up this YouTube and show them what target archery can be and what it should be. Okay, our other platinum sponsors, AAE, Reinhardt, CBE, SKB, Boning, Black Eagle, Elite, Prime, Matthews, B Stinger, Scott, Samick, Shibuya, Feather Vision, Dead Center, BCY, Doinker, PSE, Loophole, Victory, Shrewd, Gateway Feather, Win and Win, Stan, American Whitetail Target, Last Chance, Top Hat, Carter, Plano Synergy, Maple Leaf Targets, Limb Saver, Specialty Archery, Cartel, QAD, Biter, HHA, Shorelock, and Competition Archery Points. Thank you very much. Let's roll, guys. Okay.
There's a cool shot of the Hoyt buckle there. Wow, what a list of sponsors that are involved with this event. I mean, we touched on this as soon as you sat down this morning, but man, the industry involvement here is just incredible.
Yeah, people are the people who make these events happen. You know, it's huge, and a big shout out to them, because there's other companies out there who don't necessarily support the tournaments themselves, but then, you know, come in and skim the cream a bit, you know, by taking advantage of the event that's happening without their support. And Mike Schloesser here getting ready to shoot against Jesse. So I was saying before we went to the break, these two have had some huge matches before. And last week in Nîmes, Jesse shot a perfect score against me and then shot against Mike. And I think Mike shot a perfect score against him. But anymore in the men's compound, you know, in that round, in the round Jesse beat me, there was 16 of us, and 11 of us shot 149 or better, which is 14 X's out of 15, you know, so in world archery scoring. And
in world archery scoring, they're not using the Big Ten. They're just using
the Big
X
Ten
as
doesn't
the
even
10.
exist, so.
Yeah. Jesse will probably catch that one.
Yeah, Mike with a 10 to start, and Jesse maybe an 11, but could be a 10, so we'll see what we get here.
You know, I think these two guys have had some really incredible battles over the years. Mike hitting left on both of those arrows. He needs to give that a click or two. But these guys have had some really good battles, and it seems, you know, just in brief recollection, that Mike tends to have his number a little bit. Do you think that gets in Jesse's head a little? There's a high 10.
Yeah, another 10 there. So they're going to have it on the board as 2020. Potentially Jesse's got that first one, but I don't think
There's one.
I don't think it's necessary that Mike has Jesse's number. I think Mike just always puts up good results, always, nearly always.
Solid 11, 12.
You know, you're shooting against a guy. If the guy rolls perfect, you had better be there as well. And truthfully, last year in the World Cup final on Saturday night in Vegas, these guys both shot 150s, and then they both shot X's again in the one-arrow shoot-off, but Mike's was a little closer to center. So
Right. We're going to go out to Rob here for scores real quick.
Trying to get bad shots off.
You're doing well. Doing well. That last shot was solid. Keep it up.
10, 10, 11.
10, 10, 11 for Jesse Broadwater. 31.
10, 11.
10, 10, 11. We have a tie score. Okay. Because it's tied, Mike had chosen to shoot first, so he will remain
So these guys are
first.
tied after the first end. Mike is choosing to shoot first as the incoming. You know, he had that option. We talked about that earlier. Typically, if you're the trailing archer, you lead. But Mike has chosen to shoot first. You know, and another thing I noticed, we saw this earlier in the day, they kept, you know, the incoming archer would shuffle his competitor to a new podium. And right now, they're just letting Jesse hang out.
yeah, he's remained on the same place the whole time.
That big Hoyt 900 buckle.
Yeah, pretty cool deal they did for that. That's it's one I'd like to have
Yeah.
in a week.
Man, I tell you, I'd love to have one of those buckles. That was, you know, when you go back to Mike Schloesser there, you look on his hip, and he's got this big, giant Western, big bobble from Jesse there. But I can't see if it hit because we were looking at different target. But Mike's belt buckle there was, you know, if you shot a 900 last year in Vegas, you got one of those buckles. There it is. Good shot of it there.
Yeah, and they'll continue to do that as well.
That's kind of a really nice touch.
Yep.
Solid 11, 12.
So Jesse's got 10, 11. Mike's got 2 in there.
Wow, he looked really comfortable on that shot.
So he's going to walk away with at least a 1-point lead
Right?
halfway through the match.
Still a chance for Jesse to pick that up. You know, Mike could have a miss. There's another one from Jesse.
Left edge. Nice shooting, gentlemen.
Jesse doesn't look happy. So we'll toss this back out to
Looks
Rob
like
for
Mike
scores.
Looks like Mike has picked up a 1-point edge. Make it official here in a moment. 10, 11, 11. 11, 11, 11. Perfect score for Mike Schloesser. We're at the half point already. Mike Schloesser enjoys a 1-point lead, so Jesse will lead off.
And now we're coming into our third end here. Jesse Broadwater versus Mike Schloesser. Jesse being on the left side of your screen if you're just tuning in. We are at the 2016 Lancaster Archery Classic, held at the XL True Ball Lanco Fieldhouse just outside of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. My name is Chuck Cooley. I'm sitting with Big Cat Steve Anderson, helping me with the color and the play-by-play today. Thanks a lot, Steve, for digging yourself out and making it here today.
I like doing this. This is it adds a fun element for me rather than just watching from the stands, you know.
Yeah, it's really cool to kind of be involved and be a part of it. Mikey looking real comfortable here. Another solid 11.
Yeah, when you shoot against Mikey, you have to be quick on the turnaround. What I mean by that is he shoots very fast. So if you're going to spot your arrows in between, you better be loading another arrow pretty quickly or he'll have one off and your clock will start ticking before you're ready to shoot.
Right.
And with a 30-second clock, it's not really an issue, but I've shot against Mike a number of times. That one's going to be just out.
That's going to be just out, I think, and that's the break Jesse needed to catch back up here. Jesse looked really comfortable on that last shot. You saw the hand come straight back.
Yeah, shooting against Mike head-to-head, he's fast. And it almost caught Braden Gellenthien last week in Nîmes. So Braden picked up the win against Mike in the finals. His first end, he looked at an arrow through his binoculars, and Mike shot one in like 4 seconds. And Braden
load real quick.
Yeah, Braden had to load, and he
We're going to go out to Rob here and catch this as we go into the last end. They're tied up.
Jesse, that looks like a really good solid end. Triple 11s, nice shooting. Believe you. 11, 10, 11. We've got a tie match. 1 in to go.
Yeah, so back to square on that. But as I was saying, Braden got caught by a quick shot by Mike, and he cut one loose with 1 second on the clock, and no one was calling out the clock for him. So from the cheap seats, I kind of yelled out 2-1, and and he said to me after the match, I saved his butt, and I said, well, you can buy me dinner sometime, you know.
Yeah, because he came away with a win, so I'd go for the good steak dinner.
Yeah, and you never want to see a guy lose because of a clock failure. That would have just killed the match right there, you know. And I'm a fan of archery as much as anything, so I want to see a good match at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody wants to win or lose that way.
No. Nope.
You know, I think these guys are at a level that, you know, they want to beat you at your best.
Yeah.
Not on a technical foul.
Right. Yep.
Wow.
Dead center. So we're
centered that. Jesse's grooving now.
staying even on these two.
He's going to put some pressure, hopefully. It's interesting to see Mikey still shooting a button. You see a lot of guys shooting hinge. I don't see a lot of guys shooting button at this level.
Yeah, Mike has told me that he practices with a hinge, but the button's where it's at for him. And
centered that.
You know, provided you're not getting punchy on it, buttons work great. So you see him kind of climb into that barrel a little softly, and
yeah, he's just kind of he's getting a little tentative on
yeah,
that one.
he's doing something there.
But he got it. 33. So Jesse's got to match this to carry it to a shoot off. Ooh.
Solid 11.
You see the look on his face. All right, so now we're going to go out and we'll talk to Rob again here because this is going to be a shoot off.
Heck of a show, guys. Trips both sides. 11's around. Tie score. We go into we're going to call it a sudden victory, not sudden death. All right? Okay. Shoot them top to bottom just like you have been. You know, one arrow shoot off. If it remains tie, the third arrow will be closest to center. And because you're tie, Mike was the leading archer going in, the top seed, so he will be able to call first or second. First. Very good. Shoot 'em up, guys.
All right, so you know, as we've seen in the other shoot-offs, it's top down. Mikey's going to go first, try to put the pressure on Jesse to match. It was a great shot of that new AAE vein that Jesse's running.
Mike with an 11. I'm not surprised to see these guys in yet again another shoot-off.
Yeah, I think this is probably going to go right to the third arrow.
Solid at 12 o'clock to match.
Knowing these guys, it could go to a fourth.
Yeah, I wonder if they've had a contingency for that. I don't know. We've thought that out.
I'm sure it just goes right to another closest to center.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 11s for both there.
Zebra season is closed. When ready.
So Mike again waiting for the whistle. Adjust his grip there as he comes to full draw. And yeah, you can see that thumb just getting ever so tentative there.
Yeah,
Wow,
he's got something going on there, but it's I know he was battling a little anticipation issue, so whatever he's working with now is what he needs to do to work through that, and it's obviously he's shot good enough, so you know it's working for him. Oh, that'll do it.
That's it. Mikey takes it.
Just out.
And we'll go to Rob for the call here. He'll announce the winner.
Jesse, first of all, you had a heck of a run. We weren't sure you weren't going to go all the way. Well, nice shooting, and we look forward to seeing you in Vegas next week.
Appreciate everything that you've done here and keeping the show going. And I think you made the right choice by canceling it yesterday, as bad as it was. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jesse. Mike, congratulations. Survived a very hard-won match. So your next opponent here is coming up, and Braden has chosen to shoot the right side. Yeah, you don't have to go right. Just okay. So you have to go left.
Class move there by Jesse Broadwater, supporting Rob's decision to cancel yesterday's events because of the weather. That was a really, really tough call by the entire staff, and you know, it's good to see the support for making that call.
Yeah, it was the right call. I mean, it was crazy out there. People are still struggling to get here today, so.
Yeah, you can tell. I mean, the venue's got a lot of visitors, a lot of watchers, but I don't think it's anything as what we anticipated.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had 30 inches of snow, 30.2 inches of snow in Harrisburg, just down the road from here. So Braden coming off a win last week.
Yeah, against Mike. Too.
Against Mike,
so these two shot for the gold medal at the Indoor World Cup in Nîmes, France, and Braden walked away with the win there. We'll see if we can
see if he can make it
get
two
a
in a
similar
row.
result here. Yeah.
Yeah. We've seen Braden on the tour for years and done really well. I think he had the record for the most X's in Vegas one year. Shot like 82 or 85 X's or something like that.
86.
86 X's out of 90 arrows.
Yeah, that stood for a few years, and then last year was finally broken. I think Mike and Kris Perkins now have that record at 87 or 88, one of the two.
Mike just shot a 10 there.
Oh, so they're even.
Both of them. Solid shot. Little English there, and you could see the look on Braden's face. And
it's not often you see him shake. He's done this. Another guy who, you know,
he's been at this a long time.
29, 30 years old, and been doing it, seems, for 10 years.
It'll be interesting to see if Rob asks him about that.
It's right up there with the best in the world, Rob. This is amazing. This is really, really neat.
Very good. Thank you very much. Well, it's an honor hosting you here. This is just we have an incredible slate of archers here, and these are two of the best in the world, and we have many more to come. Go ahead, Larry. 11, 10, 11.
11, 10, 11.
11, 10, 11. Bookends.
And so you can see D. Wilde there again reaching in with a written scorecard for the guys to get a confirmation, make sure what was written down was what they shot. It's the backup to the electronic scoring in case there's any kind of a failure or any kind of a Miss right. Still lighting the place up pretty good in the background there.
Yeah, really bright there in the background, which you know, shouldn't affect these guys. They've kind of got their own lighting being pumped down at them from the spotlights, and the target's got its own lighting, but it certainly is an element of it. It's not changing, so that's good.
Yeah, you can see it on this. Well, it's kind of hidden actually. The tower lights, you know, there's tower lights right behind the guys, and they're kind of hidden in the daylight, but it does balance it out, you know, for them, so that they're front lighted, they're back lighted, they're side lighted, so everything's looking much better for them. So it's a lot more balanced. Good shot there. Yeah.
If you look at Braden's lenses, you can actually see that reflection coming back in.
Yeah,
next time, oh, Mike with a letdown.
Wow.
But see, he's got 20 seconds on the clock still. Plenty of time.
Yeah, so you know what
And
this
Mike's
is all about.
Yeah, Mike's a fast shooter, so he'll have this one off in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, he's still got 10 on the clock, even with a letdown.
But it
just
yeah,
barely hung a 10.
It bothered him.
Let's see if Braden capitalizes on this. Yeah, Braden's wearing the Pila shades. And I think he's using pretty much a clear lens indoors. And Braden shoots a 10. Wow,
Yeah.
he had a door there to go through and kind of didn't capitalize on that.
They're very similar shots. Mike's to the left, Braden's up high, and Mike pounds out a next to finish it. So,
Yeah.
yep, he got away with one there, and both archers shooting 32-32 in the first two ends.
A little bit of drama there, guys. Nice. Perfection gets boring, right? You both prefer it? $11-11-10. Tied up there at 32 apiece. Now halfway through, we're tied at 64 each.
And so we're tied at the half. Braden and Mike both missing a couple. Braden sticks his tongue out in disgust.
Yeah, something interesting about this tournament is that they change the target face every end. So always aiming at fresh yellow, and that's rare. You know, at a World Cup event in qualification, they change yours as they see fit. You don't get to keep it up if you like. They'll change it every 3 or 4 ends if you're shooting really well. And some guys struggle shooting at a brand new face. Some guys shoot awesome on it. So that can make a difference to here, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's good for the integrity of the scoring.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, for sure.
some archers do get a little concerned about, you know, shooting fresh paper every single time, but obviously it's not bothering these guys. Mikey just does it inside out.
Yeah, it's a lot of these guys probably have a dot large enough they wouldn't see any holes in the paper anyways.
Right, right.
I know Braden's dot covers almost the entire yellow,
Mm-hmm.
so he's going to be
So
covering up whatever
he's
there
not
is.
seeing arrow holes to begin with.
No. Oh, there's a 10 from Mikey. We had a Twitter question come in from Michael Headland. He asked, what is on the end of Jesse's scope? So when Jesse Broadwater was shooting, he had a Doinker sight ease. It's a rubbery piece you thread onto the end of your scope rod to help with vibration in that. Scope rods sometimes can have a tendency to want to crack, and those sight eases can help you a little bit. So something you can check out on the Lancaster website.
Right, right. So we're going to go out to Rob here, talk about the last end before it gets off.
Nice shooting, guys. 11-10-11. Triple 11s. 33-32. Braden enjoys a 1-point lead, which means that Mike will lead off this last end.
So he mumbled something. I didn't quite
Yeah,
hear
we
what he
missed
said.
that.
Missed what he said. Oh, enjoys is a strong word. But he does have a 1-point lead, and against Mike Schloesser, that is about as enjoyable as going to get. Hey, that's one of those hot new Easton belts I've seen before.
That is one of the new ones. Yep, they just hitting the stores here. And another item you can get on the lancasterarchery.com website.
Can you order them custom like that, or is it just a stock item?
No, but you know, if you have a local screen printer, they can easily screen print that your name or whatever on there. So, but yeah, stock item will have just a blank belt. It's got room for a name. And like I said, they're just hitting the stores now. They're just rolling out of the Easton factory this last week.
I just got mine in the mail before I left to come here.
There you have it.
So Mike comes out of the gate with an 11. He's going to force Braden here. Ooh, that's a
big
9. Wow.
Yeah. So Mike's going to have a 1-point lead after that.
After one arrow, it's swung completely the other direction. What?
Whoa.
Yeah, you see him pound the stabilizer there. Had it, just completely gave it back. And Braden's not going to let him get away with that. He's
Yeah.
going to pound it out now.
Not sure what happened there to Mikey. Maybe he just got a little quick on the trigger and wasn't quite ready to touch one off.
Well, if he hits an 11 here, he still I think he stands a chance at a tie if Braden hits a 10.
He's got a bit of a punch going there.
And that's a high 10.
And that's a 10. That's going to tie, and that'll give Braden the match. And we'll go to Rob for some final comments on this. And it looks like Braden's going to advance.
11, 8, 11.
11, 8, 11 for 30. 9, 11, 10 for 30. Tie score, and Braden was leading by 1 point. So Braden Gellenthien takes the match. So glad you could make it. I hope you enjoyed the match. It was hard fought. Certainly had a great win against Jesse. Thank you for coming. I hope you will again.
I will come definitely next year again, so I will enjoy it to come again.
Thank you so much. Let's have a round of applause for Mike Schloesser from the Netherlands. Thank you, Mike. Okay, next up we've got Kris Schaff. Kris has become a tough competitor the last few years.
Wow, that was a pretty amazing event to watch that. I mean, obviously a guy like, you know, Mikey to shoot an 8 there, that just had to be something really freaky and weird.
Yeah, and he's battling with some mechanics issues and working through execution, I know, and unfortunately it showed itself there, and he'll be fine. Mike's obviously, you know, he's an indoor world record holder. He'll
I mean, he shot 60 straight X's.
Yeah, he'll figure it out, and he'll be competitive at Vegas again, I'm sure. So, you know.
Hey, you know Kris from years back, right?
Yeah, Kris is one of the Montana boys, and known him for a few years now.
Tell me about that tattoo on his forearm. What is that?
He was a world junior champion indoors in 2009. I think it was in Poland that he won that. And he was, I don't remember if he was a junior or cadet or what he was. I think he was a junior. But, yeah, he is an indoor world champion in 2009.
So he got that?
He got a tattoo to commemorate. He must have been a junior because he had to be old enough to get a tattoo, you know.
We'll probably get a good look at that here when we find that when we talk about cool things. And there it is right there.
There it is.
When we talk about cool things, you can the camera guys will find a way to get that in the shot.
Yeah, we got a great crew here. They're all over whatever we're talking about. So
yeah, these guys again. This the production company that puts this on has hit the roof, and it's if you watch World Archery TV or you watch
big 9 from Braden.
Another big 9 from Braden.
Yeah,
you watch World Archery or you know these guys are going to be in Vegas again with us next year or next week. We'll go to Rob here.
Welcome to the stage. How's it feel up there?
Feeling good. Yep.
Great start. Nice shooting. Larry, you ready?
10, 11, 9.
10, 11, 9, 30.
10, 11, 11.
10, 11, 11, 32. 2-point lead for Kris, so Braden will lead off.
And we're back after the scores being called out to Rob and, you know, confirmation of the scores. And as we get into the second end of scoring here, Kris Schaff against Braden Gellenthien. Kris shooting for prime. That's him on closest to you on the screen. Braden shooting Matthews on the far side of the screen. There's a good shot of Braden as he gets ready here. Because he's trailing by 2, he will lead off this end.
Yeah, another big 9 from Braden. That's you don't see that every day. I mean, it's the pressure of this stage is getting to guys. I mean, it's a big event. With Rob right there behind you, on the microphone, it adds to it, definitely. So, been there and I felt it before, and we've seen a few uncharacteristic shots from some great shooters.
Well, I think it's kind of a nice affirmation that we see these pros, these elite archers, and we all have this perception that they never miss.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly they do.
Yeah,
and Braden's now, his head is swimming. You see him shaking back and forth. I would almost venture that this match is over for him because he's just starting to shake his head and wonder what's going on. He's going to really need to buckle down to bring this back.
Yeah.
And there's a good one, though.
Needed that one there, but Kris is shooting well. Kris is grooving, and as long as he doesn't give up points in bunches, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Caught the 10 there.
Caught the 10 there, and you could see it was a little quick on the reaction.
Yep, we'll get the official call from Rob.
No pressure. It's just like another league night, right, guys? 11, 10, 11. 11, 11, 10. 32 apiece. So Kris will maintain a 2-point lead. Braden will shoot the first. Braden will shoot first in this third end in the match.
All right, 2-point lead for Kris Schaff over Braden Gellenthien. Halfway through the match, 2 points is pretty hard to come back from, but he's going to have a chance here, I think. I mean, the door was open for Kris, and maybe the door will be open for Braden.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 points up on him. Braden's bouncing right back. Maybe he can shake that off. Kris has an interesting shot. You can see there's a 10.
He gave up a point there.
Gave a point. Braden's dream coming true of him coming back into it. Solid 11.
So he's sighted in for a high X right now, which is what I was talking about earlier. That's a good play.
Mm-hmm.
And Braden's done this enough to pay attention to what is happening to people when they move from the practice field out to the competition field, and he probably saw a lot of shooters shooting low X's and adjusted accordingly.
Sighted in for that.
Yep.
Gave himself a couple more clicks. I see he's shooting pink crystal knock. I hadn't seen those before. Are they new?
They don't exist yet.
They don't exist yet.
It's going to be a low 10.
That's going to be a low 10.
So give that one up.
I can't find the pink crystal knocks in the Lancaster catalog.
We'll broach that subject later. That might be a 9 for Kris. I think he's going to catch 10.
Yeah, he's shaking his head. I don't know.
But he had the opportunity to pick up another point on Braden and squandered it there. So
and he knows
1 point lead for Kris going into the final 3 arrows.
We'll toss this out to Rob and see what the guys have to say.
11, 11, 10, 32. Ten, 11, 10, 31. Kris has a 1-point lead going into the last end. Braden will shoot first.
There's a shot of those knocks that don't exist. And apparently they don't because one arrow is missing a knock, so they clearly don't exist.
Got another Twitter question coming in from Caleb Kirby. He asked, Braden's glasses look pretty clear. What do those actually make the target look like? It's not that they change the appearance of the target. The premise behind the pillows, especially, well, the clear lenses, is to give you a consistent lighting. So they're limiting the light that comes into your eyes. So it helps if you accidentally stare into. There's a good 11 from Braden. If you accidentally stare into a bright light or something like that, that can help you. But it's basically a light filtration system.
Right, and with Braden shooting the clear ones, they do have some anti-reflective coating properties to them that in a typical situation, they would filter out very specific wavelengths of light. That's going to be really close.
I think that's going to be a 10.
That's going to tie this up.
Yeah, that question was great for you, being the optometrist.
I play an optometrist on TV. I'm really just an optician.
I don't know the difference, I reckon.
Oh, one's a doctor, one's not.
Oh,
And
okay.
As much as I'd like to be a doctor, I'm not. So yeah, the anti-reflective coatings that he's got on that Pila lens really filter out specific wavelengths of light. And like you said, they go to, there's a good shot. Braden with the fist bump, he knows he's got it. So Kris has got to get a really good shot off here, and that's going to tie the match. That should take it to a shoot-off if we've got it right.
Yeah, he may have that one, but it didn't look like it from here.
Right. We'll go to Rob here and get the final call and see if we're going to go to a shoot-off.
We'll have to await Larry's call here. It is very close. 11-11-11 for Braden. 10-11-11 for Kris Schaff. Tie score. Got another sudden victory shoot off here. One arrow. Start at the top, middle, bottom, just like you've been shooting all weekend. Arrow for arrow. If it goes to 3, it's closest to center on the 3rd.
Yeah, and our sources are telling us that the TV lights in front of the archers were actually 3.5 feet lower prior to the start of the event. They noticed that could be an issue. They raised them up a little bit more because they were in the archer's eyes. So now it's much more ideal lighting, but the venue is set up. It's awesome. It's perfect for a finals match.
Yeah, it really is. They've done an incredible job here. Let's see what Kris has got. And again, this is a shoot-off.
Ooh, that's a 10.
That's a 10. If Braden hits an 11, it's over. Look at the shake. Braden's definitely trying to make a great shot here. There it is. Braden will advance.
Yeah. Yep, they're calling it a 10 as well.
All right, so we'll go out to Rob here for the final.
10 for Kris. Nice shooting, Kris. Hard-fought victory there. How are you feeling?
I might just have my nerves under control. Maybe. We'll see.
Okay. Well, your next opponent is one that you've met before. Last year's Vegas champion, Alex Wifler.
So looking at the scores, there's only been one match that had a 130 or better, and that was the second round. Jesse against Chance Beaubouef, he shot a 131 to win, but all the other winners have been 129 or lower. That's surprising to me, actually.
Really surprising, and I think that goes to the pressure that we've seen in this event this year. I mean, normally when we shoot this back at the facility or back in the other areas that we've had the Classic, the guys, they run the house on it.
Yeah.
And, you can't miss 1 or 2, and now you can see that you can miss 4 or 5 and still advance.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on it going forward, but it's weird to see scores that low moving on in the men's open pro class. There's
Right.
a 10,
That's
maybe
probably
11.
a 10 from Alex.
Yep, 10.
Yep. Now, Alex, as Rob mentioned, won Vegas last year. It was the first time we'd really seen him on that elite stage, just like that, pounding it out and winning. Now they're teammates on Matthews. Let's see who wins here.
Yeah, and we shoot a lot of USA Archery stuff together, and Braden has kind of had Alex's number in those events, so we'll see if that
Probably
continues.
another 10.
Yeah, another 10.
Now, did Alex come from a recurve background and switched over to compound?
Yeah, so he was a recurve archer on the junior levels. He was our top junior recurver in the U.S. and had a broken hand, so he started shooting compound because he could, and just stuck with it. So
Yeah, it's paid off for him. He's definitely starting to do something with it.
Yeah, he got on track there with an 11. Braden could grab a 1, maybe a 2-point lead here. That second arrow of Alex's, they've got it down as 11, but
you see
could be
Braden got
questionable.
caught there. We talked about it earlier. Braden got caught.
Yeah,
He didn't even have an arrow knocked, and he's down to 10 seconds already.
that's plenty of time for him. He's a pretty quick shooter.
Yep, and he gets it off and gets the 11. So a 33 there for Braden. And a 31 or a 32 for Alex, depending on how they call that.
The biggest stage in the world, Vegas. How's this compare?
It's nerve-wracking. I'll give you that. It's fun though. I like the way the shoot down works, or shoot up. I'm sorry. It's fun.
Very good. We try to make this entertaining to watch and terrifying to be up there. That's what makes it entertaining.
And we're just waiting for the scores to be called
Waiting
back
for the
to Rob
call
here.
from our favorite zebra, Larry Wise.
Yeah, I just got a text on my phone that my flight is canceled.
10, 11, 11.
Fantastic.
32.
32 for Alex.
11's over here for Braden, so we've got 33, 32, 1-point lead for Braden. Alex will continue to shoot first.
So Alex did catch that second arrow. It was a close one. His first one was close too, but it was more definitively out.
There's a good shot of Mel wearing an elite hat. It's a switch for him. Want to thank you guys for watching along the Lancaster Archery Classic 2016. We are at the True Ball Axel Lanco Field House, just outside of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. My name is Chuck Cooley. I'm sitting with Steve Anderson, also known as the Big Cat. We're watching the men's pro finals. If you're watching along with us on YouTube, there's almost 1,700 people watching us right now. Steve, you're famous.
I don't think it has anything to do with me. I think it has a lot to do with the guys who are up here shooting arrows. But yeah, feel free to. There's an 11 from Alex. Feel free to hit us up on Twitter. My personal Twitter account, Steve Anderson88. Chuck's is Chuck_Cooley. And then we also have the Lancaster Archery social media accounts, LANC Archery on Twitter. They're on Facebook. Or feel free to shoot us some comments on the YouTube live feed, and we'll try to address those if we see them.
Somebody did ask a question there about the typical draw weight for these guys in Open Pro. Myself, I shoot a lot of arrows, so I'm in the 52 to 55 pound range. What are most of the guys out here running?
Most all these guys are going to be around 58 pounds. That's the World Archery limit is 60 pounds. To get the holding weight they like, most of them are going to end up right under that number, about 58-ish.
And that's to give them the right holding weight on the backside.
Yep.
Now, do you see them with the Matthews? I mean, are they running 80% let-offs or 65s or?
Kind of varies. You get a. Ooh. He gave it some English. I think he gave it an 11.
I think he gave it enough English.
Yeah. You get. We call that giving it the onion.
Not sure where that last arrow is.
So
there's a throwback to your videos.
Yeah. You get a little differences in modules because you got guys who like a feel. Here, let's go to Rob for that call.
11.
Yeah, we'll go to Rob and see what that is.
Larry? Ten, 11, 11. Believe we've got a tie score at halfway.
And a tie score there at the half now. 65s apiece.
Yeah, evened it up. Braden shot the 10 there, and Alex capitalized.
He doesn't look super happy. Braden doesn't. That's because he gave one away there. So you can see in that shot right there, you see Mel Nichols standing behind Alex and Braden. Mel, of course, one of the leading coaches for the United States archery team. Been on the scene for decades. His stepson, Brady Ellison, So that's a plus. And I think he coaches a ton of. Who else does he coach in the compound side? That we would recognize on the team.
I'm not sure who all he coaches individually. He's along with the U.S. archery team on all the trips, and familiar face in the coach's box and the medal matches. A lot of archers are comfortable with him behind him. He does a good job calling arrows, and like I said, it's a familiar face, someone they're comfortable with, and you see him in that position quite a bit.
Right. I mean, we've seen Mel on the tour, especially on the World Archery side, quite a bit, standing in the coaching box. Braden gets another 11 off.
Yep. So he's got a 1-point lead now,
with 4 arrows to go. Good shot of the HBC. That's a True Ball release. True Ball, of course, one of the big sponsors here. The title name of the field house for the weekend. Good shot of the background there. Hoyt Easton support. That's probably another 11.
Yeah, I think he's got that one, so he's going to have a 1-point lead.
He's looking at it close. We'll see what Rob's got to say to the guys before they go into their last end here.
I thought I had it under control, but I don't. This is crazy, guys. This is one of the most stressful events I've ever been at, but it's fun. Hey, that's why we're here, right?
Well, we're here and we're shooting. Definitely nerve-wracking. Yes. Pressure's definitely here.
That's good. 10, 11, 11. Trip 11s. Okay, Braden has a 1-point edge going into the last end. Alex will lead off, shooting first.
And so we go back into this last 3 arrows here. Braden with a 1 arrow lead. It's surprising to hear the guys talk about the pressure. I mean, obviously, we've got the World Cup that they're all coming off of, and the World Indoor Championships. And we got Vegas coming up. You would think there'd be more pressure there, but it seems to be really getting to these guys. Do you think this is a good tune-up for next week?
Yeah, it's this head-to-head shooting. If you want to win Vegas, you're going to end up head-to-head with, maybe 1, maybe 2 guys. But anytime you can get in this environment is good for you. I'd pay a lot of money to have practice like this. This is for a lot of marbles as well. Beyond Vegas, this is probably the 2nd biggest indoor shoot in the States, I imagine. I'm not 100% on that number. Well, in terms of Vegas style, with this target face, the 5-spot nationals obviously is a bigger number of participants, but this one's got a pretty big purse.
I think this particular tournament has, especially in the men's Open Pro division, they have more money on the line than they do at any other event other than Vegas.
Yep.
So from a financial standpoint, this is a big deal. And plus, there's a lot of contingency money on the line, so these guys are really, really trying hard. Like you say, you'd pay a lot of money for this kind of practice.
Yeah, and more importantly, beyond the whole money side of it, people want to win. These guys, we all see each other around. It's always the same faces, and we're all pretty competitive. We get along well, but when you step on the shooting line, you want to beat the guy next to you. That's as much of it as anything.
Right. Alex puts together a 33, so he's done everything that he can do. Braden.
Yeah,
we're going to have another shoot-off. I think we're going to go right out to Rob here, where they'll call back the scores, and Rob will go through the shoot-off rules again.
Perfection's boring, right, Braden?
Sure, why not?
Trip 11s to 11, 11, 10. So 33, 32 brings the totals to 130 apiece. Tie. Alex, you were the top seed going in. Shoot first or second, your choice. First? Okay. Alex will lead off. Single arrow shoot-offs. If it goes to 3rd arrow, it'll be closest to the center. Top to bottom.
There's another good shot of Mel. They used to call him Pineapple 3D back in the day. You know, he had a really big back surgery. He got trapdoored in his tree stand. Completely fell. Dropped him right out of the bottom of a tree. Almost never walked again. It's good to see him out there.
That's crazy.
So here's a shoot off. Alex taking his first shot. That's probably going to miss the 11.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 10.
Just enough of the room that Braden needs here. Could pull out the win, and then one of these.
10 as well.
I think just out as well.
One of these guys is going to wind
It's
up
like
against
a hot
Rio.
potato, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, no, you take it. I don't want it. Say that again. I said, no, you take it. I don't want it.
Well, we're here to have fun.
I'm having a blast.
Braden. I don't know if you guys heard that, but Braden dropped his bottle in disgust, and he's like, yeah, I'm having a blast. It's a sick, warped sense of fun, I guess, when you're under this kind of pressure. So here we go again, one arrow shoot off. High scorer will advance unless it's a tie, and then they'll go to a third arrow, which will be closest to center. A little waver in that back elbow. Ooh, wow, he made that hook.
Held for a long time, but it got the score he needed.
Paid off.
I imagine we'll see Braden put one in as well.
I'm sure.
No.
Ooh, and that's going to go to Alex for the win. And we'll go right out to Rob here for the interview.
Braden, hard-fought battle, man. Great show. Alex, congratulations.
No pressure or anything.
Sudden victory for you there. Okay, Alex Wifler is going to meet multi-time champion. How many times, Rio? Have you won this? 4-time champion, 4-time LAS Classic champion, Rio Wilde. Let's have a hand for Rio Wilde.
And so now we see Rio for the first time today. He was the #1 seed, shot a 658 with 58 X's. Absolutely pounded it in qualifying.
So yeah, which proved to be pivotal because, you know, where qualification rolled straight into the top 8 for this shoot up, and normally we'd have 4 rounds of head-to-head matches to determine the top 8, but
Yeah, typically we start with a field of 64 and chop it down.
Snowmageddon changed our plans, and here we are. Rio's #1, Alex is #2, and now they're shooting off.
Yeah, and this is, you know, Alex did actually qualify second. He also shot 658 with 58 X's, but Rio dropped his first X in the 51st arrow, and Alex dropped his 15th arrow. He missed the X. So Rio came out of the gate during qualification, shot 50 straight X's out of 60 arrows before he missed. So this should be, oh, there you go, 11-11. This is the match that we would have expected by looking at the qualification scores. Rio, of course, switched over to Elite this year. And there's a 10 wide right. Both of these are Easton guys on your team.
Yep, we'll shooting the X27s here.
Now, these are the gold shafts. What's this, 75th or 50th anniversary?
It's the 50th anniversary of the aluminum X7 shaft, so it's, I mean, it's pretty cool to say that these arrows that are going to win the Lancaster Classic have been around for 50 years. You know, no one has made anything that the top archers in the world felt they should be shooting in the last 50 years. So that's
It's still the #1 arrow.
Still #1 arrow for indoor archery, and
there's Alex. Look at that. Alex takes a 2-point lead in the first end against Rio.
And the let's get the.
Oh yeah,
official
let's
from
go out
Rob.
to Rob, and Rob will get the call.
11-10-10. Triple 11s. Okay, while they bring the arrows back. Rio, you've won this 4 times. how does this stage compare to all of the other classics that you've shot?
I'd say this one blows it away. You've done an awesome job here. I mean, the lighting, the everything, the setup with the big screen above, it's just far and beyond anything we've had before.
Well, thank you very much. We're enjoying watching you.
And as the guys get set for the next end, new faces up. Alex enjoying that 2-point lead.
Yeah, it's a nice cushion to have when you're shooting against real Wilde after one end. You don't get that every day.
No, you don't. He's not going to give you a lot of that cushion.
Interesting piece of equipment on his sight there. He's got a really long rod holding his scope, a real long extension there. I'm not sure. That's I'm not sure what that is exactly. I have to ask him about it. But as you mentioned, that 50th anniversary arrow kind of coincides not only with our 50th year of building those, but also the 50th anniversary of the Vegas shoot, which is happening this year. So,
kind of a neat coincidence for us.
Yeah, and gold is the traditional and 50th anniversary color, or whatever you want to call it. I guess not the color per se, but it's the golden anniversary is the 50th anniversary. So that's why we went with gold on the tail end of that one.
Absolutely. Looks like a great reason. That's a good-looking shaft. I got him set up for myself. So Alex still with a 1-point lead. Wow, he does have a long extension on that side. He's got that moved all the way out there. Wonder why he's got that bow set up with that much left side.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just the center shot on the riser or what, but
it's just the way that arrow tuned for that.
Yeah, it looks like he had a custom extension on that scope rod.
Alex with a 32 for this end.
Yep, he's going to keep a 1-point lead.
1-point lead going into the next one. We'll go out to Rob for the official's call.
Still have a 1-point lead. So Rio would shoot first.
11, 11, 11.
Triple 11s for Rio. 10, 11, 11 for Alex. Halfway through, very close match. How you feeling, Alex?
Well, was feeling better on the last match. We're here to shoot. That's what we're gonna do.
It's just shooting arrows, right, Rio?
Another day at the office.
There you go.
At least there's no pressure.
Another good shot of Mel there.
Don't want to add any pressure here, guys, but I do want to remind you of the contingency money that's
Rob's doing a quick announcement on the contingency money. He's going to let everybody know what's on the line.
the LAS Classic here. I understand it's quite a handsome payday in addition to the $15,000 in purse money from us here at Lancaster Archery.
Thanks, Rob.
So at the very least, these guys are shooting for 15 grand, and there's probably another 5 or 10 on the line from the bow companies and arrow companies and things like that, right?
Yeah, all said and done, if you win this one, you're probably going home with $20,000 to $25,000. It's a good weekend.
It's a pretty good weekend. Rio puts another 11 down there. And then back that up with next weekend in Vegas. They've got 50 grand on the line plus contingency. That could easily be a $75,000 or $100,000 tournament.
That's how I see it, about a $75,000 tournament.
Boy, if you could win these back to back, you could take a couple weeks off, right?
Yeah, it was interesting. I was talking with Dave Cousins in Nîmes, and he mentioned how he had one year where he basically won everything, and with the exception of Vegas, he was second there. But he told me he paid for a house that year. I said, that's pretty impressive.
That's.
I'd like to have a few of those years.
Yeah, it's not a bad living. If you can do it, shooting arrows.
Yeah, there's a lot of parity in the men's compound side these days. You see a lot of the usual suspects up there, but the winners change quite a bit. It's competitive, and everyone's shooting at such a high level that it's hard for one guy to really own the game.
Gave a 10 back.
Yep, gave one back there. So Alex
if
puts
Alex
this
can-
in, he'll have a 2-point lead.
Yep. This will be a great confidence builder for Alex.
Yeah, he got
wow,
that one
look at
there.
that. So now they're going to be coming into the last 3 arrows. Alex has got a 2-point lead going into there. That's going to be incredible.
That's confirmed by Larry.
We'll go out to Rob here and get the call back.
11-11-10. 11-11-11 for Alex.
You know, something they did in the past here, the Lancaster employees, which are awesome out here, they had their own little fantasy league here. They would, you know, select players or select archers, and then based on finish you get points, and pretty cool little thing they do. Steve Gatto, who was a former employee, told me all about it. And he told me they picked me 19th last time, and I ended up 6th overall. So whoever got me at 19 got a bargain, and I wrecked some other people's days, you know. But these two, I'm guessing, would have been picked fairly high.
I'm guessing these guys would have been pretty high on the list.
Yep. So 3 arrows to go here.
Yeah, this is it. Well, presumably.
Presumably, yeah, could be 3 more.
Alex has got a 2-point lead.
I mean, it's hard to close.
Obviously,
it's hard to close.
Yeah, he's got to close this out. You know, we saw this last year in Vegas. You know, he was up on the final with Levi Morgan, and you could see the pressure got to him a little bit there.
Yeah, he only shot 1 X.
Yeah, he shot 1 X, but still pulled out the win.
Yeah, Levi shot no X, so that's crazy to think about. Levi's one of the most raw, talented shooters there is, you know, and for him to walk away with a 27 as it was scored in that end was crazy to see, and Alex won with a 28. That was
let's see if this
surprising.
Yeah, let's see if he can kind of change that luck. But it's Elite versus Matthews again. See if those. See if Rio can send one down.
Yeah, he's got to have a 33 here. There's no way he's going to be able to shoot another 10 and get away with it. So.
Nope, not at all. Because I don't see Alex shooting an 8 or a 9. Ooh, little tentative on that release. Did you see it let up?
He's holding for a long time, but he does this. Yeah.
Still powers through it.
He does that.
What an incredible recovery. You could see his finger let up on that release just a little bit. That arrow
like
awfully close to those cables.
It looks like that
Still got
that
it.
rest is a bit outside, which might tell us why he's got that long scope extender out there. If your bow is tuned outside, you're going to need your scope further outside, and that could be the reason why.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the limb stops on that cam system, putting a little torque into the system and pushing it out.
Doubt that's it. Probably just the way, you know, a guy's hand, just their relation of gripping the bow and
just the way that sits
the
in
way
there.
the bow's cut center shot.
Well, here it is. He's got to have this 11. And he's
Got
got it.
But now
So-
he needs a 9 out of Alex.
Yeah, so a 10 or better, and it's over. If Alex shoots a 9, they go to a shoot-off. I don't see that happening. I think he's just going to send it right down the middle here. And there's a 10.
Yep.
So that'll be it. Alex Wifler will be our winner. We'll go out to Rob on the floor. He'll do a quick interview here. Congratulations to Alex Wifler. We'll throw it out to Rob.
Very tough opponent in Rio Wilde, our top seed. Nice shooting, Rio. Congratulations on second place. And hopefully this is a great warm-up for Vegas next week.
Yep.
How are you feeling?
Good. I mean, it's been a good shoot. It's always a great time here in Lancaster, so it should be a good setup for next week.
I'm sure you're disappointed, but you gave us a heck of a show. Nice shooting. Alex, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Your first time LAS Classic champion.
Yeah, this is my first time in the shoot-off here, too. So I just want to thank you personally, Rob, and everybody else here for hosting one of the best shoots in the world. And I really appreciate all the work that you guys have put into it.
Thank you very much. Alex Wifler, our 2016 LAS Classic champion.
Roger that. Well, congratulations to Alex Wifler there on an amazing win. You could hear the nerves coming through his voice on the very tail end.
This is a new tradition.
Oh, wait.
We've started. If
Presentation
we could have a
trophy here.
close-up of the trophy to the camera there. You'll see that all of the past champions have already been engraved on it. And we will certainly add Alex to that. Alex, again, congratulations on a hard-fought battle. With our deepest strategy.
Oh, look at that. That plaque reads of the who's who. You've got Chance, Rio, Jesse, Braden, Tim Gillingham, Shaden Wills. Look at all those guys that have won that. That's a good-looking trophy.
That's pretty impressive,
Yeah, that'd be cool to win. Aside from the paycheck, that'd look really good on the mantle for a year, wouldn't it?
To add your name to the list of the greats, you know, now Alex, the Vegas champion,
Backs it up with a
reaffirms it with
Lancaster.
this. Yeah, I mean, that's
so I think it cements him as not just a flash in the pan. He actually, he's legit. He can do it.
He's a good shooter, and he proved it last year during the outdoor season. He was always one of the toughest competitors, and I think the Vegas victory just kind of ignited him and gave him a lot of confidence.
Right. Well, he's definitely earned a really, really great win today. Looks fantastic. Congratulations to Alex Wifler, the 2016 Lancaster Archery Classic champion in the Men's Open Pro Division. Myself, Chuck Cooley, and Steve Anderson, thank you very much. And we'll see you next year at the Lancaster Archery Classic in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.